my dear students, welcome to Teacher at Home. Today class we are going to learn the 8th chapter of 7th class, Towards a New Kerala Society. Manifold are the manifestations of caste. They are untouchables and unapproachables. Those whose sight itself is damnation, and those who do not mix in marriage or even in eating food. Translated by P.C. Gangadharan. Above lines are from the Kumarnashan Duravastha. What can you make out of from these lines about the social condition of the in Kerala? What were the evil practices that prevailed in Kerala society in the past? So in the past, many evil practices were being followed. Some of them are caste discrimination, child marriage. ജാതിക്കെതിരെയും പിന്നെ ബാല്യവിവാഹം. Many social evils like the denial of equal opportunity and exploitation prevailed in Kerala due to rigid caste hierarchy. Discrimination was apparent in clothing, occupation, dwellings, language, and even names. Women were denied equal opportunities. It is this social condition that prompted Swami Vivekananda to describe Kerala as a lunatic asylum. That is, social evils were being occurred in Kerala during that hierarchy. ജാതി വ്യവസ്ഥക്കെതിരെയൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു, ഡിസ്ക്രിമിനേഷൻ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. വിമന് ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റീസ് ഈക്വൽ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഇത് കൊടുത്തിരുന്നില്ല. അതാണ് കേരളത്തെ ഒരു പ്രാന്താലയം എന്ന് വിശേഷിപ്പിച്ചത് ആരാ? സ്വാമി വിവേകാനന്ദൻ. Where any such evil customs prevailed in your locality, collect information on them with the help of elders. In the previous chapter, we discussed the evil customs and practices that exist in other parts of India and social reform movements that were organized to eradicate them. During the same period, several social reform movements were formed in Kerala as well. Let us have a look at the leaders of some movements and their activities. Whilst to resist untouchability, Vaikunta Swamigal was one of the earlier social reformers in Kerala. He was born at Shasangoil in Kanyakumari. So Vaikunta Swamigal is a social reformer born at Shasangoil in Kanyakumari. During this period, the Avarnas, so-called the lower caste people, were prohibited from drawing water from the wells used by the Savarnas. അവർണര് എന്താണ് കിണറിൽ നിന്നും വെള്ളം കോരാൻ സമ്മതിച്ചിരുന്നില്ല അല്ലെ. അപ്പർ കാസ്റ്റ് പീപ്പിൾ. വൈകുണ്ഠ സ്വാമികൾ challenged the social abuse by digging wells which were free for use for everyone irrespective of the caste. വൈകുണ്ഠ സ്വാമികൾ എന്താ ചെയ്ത്? കുറെ കിണറുകൾ കുഴിച്ചിട്ട് അത് അവർണർക്ക് കൊടുത്തു അല്ലെ. He also became the practice of inter-dining, Samavanti Bhojanam, where people collected and cooked rice, cereals and vegetables and dined together irrespective of their caste. എല്ലാവരും എന്ത് ചെയ്തു? കുക്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ട് ഒന്നിച്ചിരുന്ന് ഭക്ഷണം കഴിച്ചു. He also raised voice against the evil custom of preventing women of the so-called lower caste from wearing upper cloth. ലോവർ കാസ്റ്റിലെ സ്ത്രീകൾക്ക് മേൽമുണ്ട് ധരിക്കാനുള്ള അവകാശം ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ല. അതാരാ പ്രിവെന്റ് ചെയ്തത്? അല്ലേ, അത് വിമന് ആ ധരിക്കുക എന്നുള്ള ഒരു അധികാരം കൊടുത്തു തന്നെ വൈകുണ്ഠ സ്വാമികൾ അതിനെതിരെ റൈസ് ചെയ്തു. Protested against the prohibition of temple entry, formed Samatva Samajam, an organization for carrying out social reforms. Activities of Swamigal inspired the Chana revolt, otherwise known as upper cloth mutiny, that fought for the right of the Chanar women. Chanar സ്ത്രീകൾക്ക് മേൽമുണ്ട് ധരിക്കാനുള്ള അവകാശം. Kneeling garments. His stance, one should get wages for work, also influenced the people. He expressed, അല്ലേ, ജോലി ചെയ്ത കൂലി ലഭിക്കണം. He expressed his contempt towards the British government by referring to as Vennija Bharanam, the rule of white devils. Knowledge and wealth. Chattambi Swamigal was a philanthropist who worked for the benefit and well-being of human society irrespective of caste and creed. He was born at Kannamula in Tirunduram. He argued for the temple entry of the depressed classes and the freedom of movement. He interdined with the depressed classes and worked for the social progress. Opposed the Brahminic domination that existed in the society and cooperated with all sections of society in the activities of social reformation. He had in-depth knowledge in Vedas and Upanishads. The important works of Chattambi Swamigal are Vedadhikarana Nirupanam, and Prajina Malayalam. He believed that human progress is possible only by acquiring knowledge and wealth. His perspectives were beyond caste and religion. Samadhi was at Panmana in Kollam district. So he opposed the Brahminic domination and cooperated with all other peoples of the society. Chattambi Swamigal real name was Ayyappan. During his Gurukula days, he was assigned by his Guru the duty to monitor and administer the rules of the Gurukula. Thus he had earned the name Chattambi, the one who is assigned to administer the rule. Chattambi എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഒരു leader എന്നുള്ള അർത്ഥം. Came to be known as Chattambi Swamigal. Enlightenment through education. One caste, one religion, one God for man. Whatever be the religion, men should be good. എന്ത് ജാതി തന്നെ ആയാലും എല്ലാവരും നല്ലവരായിരിക്കണം. Be enlightened with education, be strengthened with organization. People may be different in the clothing, language and religion, but all belong to one caste humanity. Hence, there is no harm in having marital relation with one another or in dining together. The quotes given above are the major perspectives of Sri Narayana Guru, who was a social reformer in Kerala. Elimination of the caste system was the primary aim of Guru's social activities. He toiled for communal harmony. He organized an all-religion conferences at Alua. At the main entrance of the venue, he wrote this. This conference is not to argue and win. വാദിക്കാനും ജയിക്കാനുള്ളതല്ല, but to know and inform, അറിയാനും അറിയിക്കാനും. The declaration of Guru that the caste of humanity is being human created new waves in the society. His aim was to mold the society into civilized one. അപ്പോൾ അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ ലക്ഷ്യം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇതൊരു മോഡേൺ ആയിട്ടുള്ള സൊസൈറ്റി ആക്കിയിട്ട് മാറ്റുക. He knew that the upward social mobility of the depressed classes could not be attained through the propagation of ideology alone. So he devised practical ways for social changes through poverty alleviation programs. He suggested setting up of industries for providing employment for people. He created awareness against the evil customs like Puligudi, Thirandu Kalyanam, and Thalikettu Kalyanam, and advised people to lead a simple life by giving up extravagance and luxury. The Sri Narayana Dharma Paripalana Yogam was founded in 1903 to propagate the teachings of Guru. Sri Narayana Guru was born at Chembalindi in Thiruvananthapuram. His major works are Atmopadesha Shadakam, Darshanamala and Daivadashakam. The contributions of Guru in the field of social renaissance won the appreciations of Mahatma Gandhi and Rabindranath Tagore. The consecrations, pradikshas, carried out by Sri Narayana Guru shook the foundations of the caste system. The Shivalinga Pradikshta at Aruvipuram and Deepa Pradishta at Karamakku temple and the Sarada Pradishta at Shivagiri were prominent among them. The last consecration by Guru was at Kalavankodam in Alappuzha district, where the Pradiksha was a mirror in which Om was inscribed. He gave equal importance to schools and temples and said now people need the establishment of schools, not temples. Schools should be the main places of worship. How did the teachings and activities of Sri Narayana Guru influence the social changes in Kerala? Prepare wall magazines by including the quotas, messages of Guru. Education is social investment. Ayangali was a reformer who strived for the uplift of the depressed classes. He recognized that education is an investment for resolving social inequalities and to improve the social status of the depressed classes. 1904, Ayangali established a school exclusively for the depressed classes. But education is important to raise our voices against the inequalities. When the students from the depressed classes were denied education, Ayangali proclaimed, if our children are denied education, we will grow weeds all over the paddy fields. അതായത് ഞങ്ങളുടെ കുട്ടികൾക്ക് എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ വിദ്യാഭ്യാസം നിഷേധിച്ചാൽ എന്ത് സംഭവിക്കും? പാടത്ത് പണിയെടുക്കാൻ ആളെ കിട്ടില്ല. Was born at Benganur in Thiruvananthapuram district. Sadhu Jana Paripalana Sangam was the organization he founded for the reform activities. Historic journey in Villuvandi. In 1893, Ayangali broke social prohibitions by traveling through the public road of Enganur in Villuvandi, special type of bullock cart. He started the fight for the right of freedom, a movement of the depressed classes, by traveling through the major roads of Travancore, thus creating history. The right of Avarnas to walk freely along the public roads, school admission of the students from depressed classes, and better wages for laborers were the aims of the organization. As a famous leader of the depressed classes, he became a member of the Srimulam Prajasabha. അപ്പോൾ ഡിപ്രസ്ഡ് ക്ലാസ്സിന്റെ ഫേമസ് ലീഡർ ആയിരുന്നു അല്ലെ. അപ്പൊ അയാളുടെ മെമ്പർ എന്തിന്റെ ആയിരുന്നു? ശ്രീമൂലം പ്രജാസഭ പീപ്പിൾസ് അസംബ്ലി. Gandhiji appreciated the activity of Ayangali. Kallumala agitation. The women folk of the depressed classes used to wear kallumalas, that is stone chain. Ayangali called upon them to give up the kallumalas, which was a symbol of inferior status. Kallumalas, thus abandoned by the women, piled up the height of 4 to 5 feet. Transformation through writings. The rich have to bear the educational expense of the poor and provide assistance for the higher education. Human progress is possible only through acquiring materialistic education along with religious education. Education is a means to solve the social backwardness. The quotes given are the visions of Vakam Abdul Qadir Maulavi, who strived for social reforms in Kerala. He fought against superstitions and the Vishwasam, promoted English education, nurtured women education, Sriyalude Vidyabhyasam, promoted education that gave importance to science and arts, created awareness among organizations to spread education. Had mastered various languages, Hedakya, Malayalam, Urdu, Arabic, Sanskrit and Persian. He collaborated with the activities of Muslim Aikya Sangha established at Kodungalur. He founded the magazines Muslim and Al-Islam and the newspapers Swadeshabhimanis to spread the light of knowledge. Swadeshabhimani newspaper. Swadeshabhimani is the newspaper that brought about the corruption and the injustice of the Divan of Travancore. Travancore Divante Arimadi Tornu Kadichadana. In 1910, the newspaper was confiscated and Ramakrishna Pillai, the editor of the newspaper, was expelled from Naduyadthi, Travancore, Thiruvangur. When Vakam Abdul Qadir, the founder of the newspaper, was compelled to make an effort to reclaim the press, he took the stance, why should I have the newspaper and press without my editor? അപ്പോൾ എനിക്ക് എന്തിനാണ് എൻ്റെ ഈ സ്ഥാപനം, എൻ്റെ പത്രാധിപൻ ഇല്ലാതെ എനിക്ക് എന്തിനാണ് ഈ സ്ഥാപനം? How far did the activities of Vakam Abdul Qadir Maulavi help the social progress? Protest through songs. No, not a single letter do I see on my race, but so many histories seen on so many races. Listen to the plight of forefathers ploughing the land chained and paired with oxen and buffaloes. No food, no wage. How unbearable the mere thought. Poikil Sri Kumara Gurudevan. Poikil Sri Kumara Gurudevan propagated his ideologies through songs and speeches that expressed the miseries and agonies of slavery and the protest of the depressed. He was a social reformer who combined knowledge and spirituality for the liberation of the depressed classes. He was born at Iraviperur in Tiruvalla and was also known as Poigil Appachan. He fought against caste discrimination and founded the organization Pratyaksha Raksha Deva Sabha for philanthropy, universal brotherhood and world peace. Sri Kumara Gurudevan, who strived for social transformation, was a member of Sri Mulam Prajasabha twice. During the First World War, an anti-war march from Marankulam to Kulathurkunnu was organized under the leadership of Sri Kumara Gurudevan. March upheld the slogan Peace, Peace for World. March was interpreted as an anti-British government move and he was arrested. Against superstitions, Vagbhadananda was one of the prominent reformers who led movements in Malabar against the social evils. He upheld monotheism and founded Vidyasangan to create public awareness against superstitions and meaningless rituals. In addition to social reforms and poverty alleviation, he gave importance to gender equality. Towards gender equality. Due to the caste system and many male domination prevalent in the society, the plight of women of different sections varied. The Nambudiri women were confined to the four walls of the houses. Working class women of the Avarna communities had to face discrimination and exploitation from the Savarnas. The social reforms raised their voice against such exploitations, discriminations, and inequalities. The Chana revolt that we discussed in the chapter was one of the earliest movements that aimed at solving women issues. The Tholvirga revolt at Chimeni in Kasaragod and Mechipullu revolt led by Kandakai Kunha Kama of Kandagai village in Kannur where women act initiatives. The social activities of the Nambudiri community, like V.T. Bhattadiripada and M.R. Bhattadiripada, railed against the inequalities and the discriminations faced by the Nambudiri women. This brought about drastic changes in the status of the Nambudiri women. The plays means the stories like Nadagam. Okay, Adukalayil ninnu Arangathekku written by V.T. Bhattadiripada and Ridumati by Premji reviled the society, the tragic plight of the Nambudiri women. Arya Pallam Devagi Narikattiri and Parvati Nenmanivangalam were the leaders who strived to make the Nambudiri women self-sufficient by organizing various activities. New ideas were formed and the activities were organized for better ages and proper dress code, and also against gender discrimination and occupational exploitation. This helped in the formation of modern democratic view based on gender equality. Analyze the circumstances that laid the foundation for the formation of Kerala society based on gender equality. The missionary activities. The Christian missionaries played an important role in the social reform movement in Kerala. Their contribution in the field of education is remarkable. The institution admitted students from all sections of the society, irrespective of caste and religion. This progress in education inspired the social awakening in Kerala. Major missionary groups that function in Kerala, they are the London Missionary Society, Church Mission Society, and Basil Evangelical Mission. Reformers like Sahodara Ayappan, Pandit K.P. Karuppan, and Syed Sanullah Maktitangal also helped in creating a new awakening spirit in social and educational fields of Kerala. They made people aware of the evil effects of the caste system and superstitions and emphasized the importance of education. Along with the efforts of social reforms, they urged people to propagate the message of harmony. The progress occurred through the social reform movements guided Kerala in its later development. Let us sum by the positive changes brought about by the social reforms in Kerala. Right to move freely along public roads were granted. Movements against the discrimination in occupation, naming, dwellings and dress code were formed. Caste hierarchy was questioned. It was realized that education is the base of all progress. Modern education was promoted. Importance of women education and gender equality was recognized. Okay. Then it is the summary. Many evil customs prevailed in Kerala. Numerous social reform movements came up against the caste system, discrimination, exploitation. Social reformers like Vaikunta Swamigal, Chatambi Swamigal, Srinarayana Guru, Vakam Abdul Qadir Maulavi, Ayyangali, Pagil Sri Kumaradevan, Makti Tangal, Pandit K.P. Karuppan, Vagbhadananda, and V.T. Bhattadiripada strived hard for the transformation of Kerala society. So that's all about this chapter. The better to recollect the words it is to just to read 2 or 3 times. After that you will be able to collect the words that is being related to this social reform leaders. Okay, thank you.